On today's child seat review, we're out here taking a look at the 2016 Mazda CX-9. This is Mazda's all-new three-row crossover and a flagship for Mazda in the United States. As usual, this is a Graco Classic Ride 50 child seat. It's a convertible seat suitable for forward or rearward-facing installation and children between 4 and 50 pounds. Let's see how well these fit inside the CX-9. As usual, we want to move the front seat as far forward as is safe and comfortable to give us the most room possible for a rearward-facing child seat. Combined legroom figures let you know what kind of room is going on across all three rows, and in most three-row crossovers you can slide the second row forward and backward to help apportion the space a little bit more equitably. Even though the CX-9 is one of the larger three-row crossovers in the United States, on the inside it ends up being a little bit smaller than something like a Nissan Pathfinder, even though this is a little bit larger on the outside. It is a little obvious here in the second row, where we don't have quite as much room as we see in the Nissan Pathfinder, although it was very easy to install this rearward-facing child seat at the correct angle, according to that little ball guide right down there. If it was firmly latched into place, it would actually be a little bit further rearward. This would be a good time to talk about anchors. We have latch anchors for the outboard seating positions in this second row, and top tether anchors for all three seating positions in the second row and one position in the third row. Much like the Nissan Pathfinder and Infiniti QX60, the CX-9 has a trick up its sleeve in the second row. The 40% side can tilt and slide forward even when there is a child seat in place, but only when it's using the latch anchors, so you can't use the shoulder belt for this. This allows easier access to the third row than the average three-row crossover. At this time, this feature is exclusive to the Nissan, the Infiniti, and the Mazda, and it makes getting into the third row as an adult much easier if you do have 2 or 3 child seats in the second row. Thanks to the generous width of the CX-9, I had no problem fitting 3 child seats across this second row. If this situation does describe you, then keep in mind wider child seats would be a problem here. These Graco Classic Ride 50 seats are very average in terms of seat width. As we see with most three-row crossovers, you can certainly fit 7 people in this cabin, but you can't fit luggage for 7 in this cabin at the same time. Now that said, you'll actually find a little bit more room back here in the cargo area than you'll find in something like an MDX, in the luxury category with which this competes. That's because we have slightly more room between the back seat and the hatch. I was able to fit 2 of these child seats just nested perfectly right back here, and there's a little bit of extra storage space behind that load floor. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. Again, I'm Alex Dykes, and this has been the 2016 Mazda CX-9. Be sure and check out the complete review on my channel as well, and I'll see you next week.